So we're going to start with the question on the top left. We want to find the volume of that triangular prism. The base, though, of this is a triangle, but we don't know how long across it is, so we're going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem just to figure out what part of that base is. So we're going to use the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This side over here is 20, so that side right here is going to be 20 as well. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we have that the c, or the hypotenuse, is 20. So we're going to do 16 squared. We'll call that a. We'll call this missing side right here to be b. And 16 squared, 16 times 16 is 256. 20 squared is 20 times 20. That's going to be 400. Now we get rid of the stuff that's on the same side of the letter, but not touching it. That's the positive 256. So we'll do the opposite, or the inverse, which is to subtract 256 on both sides. That's going to give us b squared equals 144. And then, of course, at the very end, the opposite of squaring a number is the square root, and that's going to give us that b is 12. So this little side down here is 12, so the whole way across then will be twice of that. So the base of this triangle is actually going to be 24. So for the big B, the area of the base of the triangle, 1/2 base times height, we're going to have 1/2 times 24 times the height of the triangle, which is the 16 feet. And the area then of the triangle is 192, or 192 feet squared. So finally we can do the volume, which is base times height of the prism, and the base is 192 and the height of the prism is 23. So the volume is 4416 feet cubed. And thankfully the next one's a lot quicker. The pentagonal prism has a base of 237 feet. And what is the volume of the prism to the nearest cubic foot? Well, volume is just base times height, area of the base times the height. We know we are given that the base is 237, and then we can see that the height is 20. So 237 times 20 is 4,740 cubic feet. Question on the top right is actually, with the cylinder, is more of an algebra kind of question. We are given that the circumference of the circle is 69.08 feet, and we are going to use 3.14 for pi. And we should know that the circumference is 2 pi r. And we're given the circumference, or it's kind of the distance, the perimeter of the base is 69.08. And that's going to equal 2 times, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, times r. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28. So now we're going to do the opposite, or inverse, of multiplication, and we're going to divide both sides by 6.28. And that's going to give us that the radius is 11. And now we can put that into the formula here at the top. The volume equals pi r squared. So we're going to have 3.14 times 11 squared times 11, which is the height. And you should not expect that to work out in that way. And that's going to give us the volume equals 4179.34 cubic feet. And the last one, there are two cubes. The length of the cube on the right is twice as long as the length of the one on the cube on the left, so this is going to be 22 millimeters. How much bigger is the box on the right than the box on the left? Well, volume is just going to be length times width times height for a box to keep it easy. So we're going to have the big box minus the little box. And do note that cubes imply that all the sides are the same. So length times width times height. So this will be 11. The big ones will be 22 times 22 times 22. And the small ones will be 11 times 11 times 11. Or in the calculator, you can also put that as 11 to the third power. 22 times 22 times 22 is 10,648. And 11 to the third power, 11 times 11 times 11 is 1331. Do note you have to cube them first, so don't do 22 minus 11 and then cube it. You're going to get the wrong answer. And when we subtract them, we get a difference of 9317. meters cubed. If you have any kind of questions, ask your math teacher.